Alrighty, here we go. Spawning at the top right, we got our red Zerg player playing for the team of the Kwangdong Freaks. Give it up for your red Zerg. It is SOO.
We have a little bit of a pause. Anyways, here we go. In the bottom left-hand corner, playing as the blue Protoss for the team of Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up for Hero. Alright, so Hero, of course, sending in that early probe. Not early enough to block the 16 hatch. Of course, that is really just a choice between both the Protoss and the Zerg. When to take the hatch, and of course when to send out the probe. A little bit of a mind game, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter too much, especially because SOO was still allowed to take the natural. So in the end, it's just a nice scout from the Protoss.
Yeah, I mean we have seen a lot of Protoss sent that probe early on to get that hatchery blocked. This time around, doesn't quite work out that way, but at least get the good old scout, making sure there's no proxy hatchery of some sort. If you guys have seen the recent GSL Code S finals, let me just tell you, there's a little bit of proxy hatchery action. So seems to be on the cards, on the table, but not in this game.
Yeah, just a little bit, right? Of course, nothing unexpected for such a long series like a best of 7. And of course, we are delighted to be able to showcase these best of 5. So we will definitely see, hopefully, we will see some diverse gameplay.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, for someone like SOO who's just returning back into the game, who has been away from the game, you know, you kind of have to wonder, is he kind of caught up with the meta? Is he still playing kind of his old style still, or what is he still like in development in terms of trying to find his footing, seeing where the meta is, and then adapting? Or you know, and then also on the other side, Hero, he's also kind of developed his own style. He's been coming up with some really creative PvZ plays or build orders rather, which is really interesting and kind of very inventive, almost Zest-like. So I am interested to see what he will bring out in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we do see Hero went for the Robo facility. I always want to say Robo Bay, but that is the tech structure. He went for the Robo facility first. So, like you said, we are definitely going to see something interesting come up. And we do actually see the Bay going down. So is this going to be some sort of like disruptor play, or could it be a quick Colossus drop?
Oh yeah, I mean we haven't seen Colossus drop in quite some time. I would say. My guess is that, or what's more commonly been played out by previous Protoss players, is the War Prism Disruptor drop. But I mean,
right,
knowing that this is Hero who can pretty much do anything, I would not be totally surprised if it was a Colossus drop.
You know, earlier you were talking about SOO possibly having, you know, been out of the game for a while, so maybe not being so caught up with the meta. In my experience, in my very limited experience, right, I came into competitive StarCraft maybe very late into Legacy of the Void, so I'm definitely part of the newer generation. Anyways, in my experience, pro players never really change their styles. You know, they do change build orders, they do change the units that they use, maybe they change their timings and whatnot in accordance with said metas. But in terms of their actual styles, I feel like we see the macro play. Oh, and these Lings just barely get in. That Adept warped in a little bit too far back, so these two Lings are going to get off what looks to be a full scout as well as a probe. So it will be disruptors. And this Ling is going to confirm that, actually. SOO on top of his scouting right now. But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like, you know, maybe if they do change their timings or whatnot, they still remain aggressive regardless. Just my opinion, though, I'm not sure. You know, what I'm trying to say is, like, for example, Cyril will always be known as the macro goat, even though he throws in two basic units sometimes.
I feel you. I understand what you're talking about. But here we go. The Disruptor will go ahead and shoot out. Will it get enough drones? So far, 6 drones. Not a bad start.
Yeah, not bad at all. Now, of course, the Disruptors do also have the option of targeting the Queens. And, you know, once they get up into the War Prism and they get safely out of there, those are basically free Queens, just as those 6 drones were free. So any sort of damage with this Disruptor drop is good damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and here we go. Another 2 Adept Harass. Let's see if it gets additional ones. Also, Disruptor dropping as well at the same time. So a little bit of a double prong harass. And let's see, how many drones total? 12 drones total this game going down for SOO. So, Hero getting a nice little good start here. Especially since the War Prism and the Disruptors, those 2 Disruptors are still alive. So you can kind of rinse and repeat.
Yeah, super annoying. Now that is a good spore position, but obviously it's not going to cover the western side. Oh, look at that. Another 11 drones going down for free, plus the scout on the spire. SOO is definitely not happy about that right now. Now he is going into mutas, which should be able to, at the very least, force a recall on this War Prism. And at best, it will actually get a kill. But at this point, so many drones have fallen. Okay, 2 more drones, but a Disruptor was killed and the recall is forced before the mutas come out. So, Hero probably suspects that mutas are coming out. Mutas, of course, have become very common in the meta recently. But Hero is actually just going to do a move out with Stalkers. I like this a lot. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but I do like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Blink is about to finish. He's going to keep the Mutalisk, or try to keep the Mutalisk back at bay at home instead of going across the map to try to harass the mineral line. Looks like that will work out as SOO is trying to... Oh yeah, he does catch up some of the reinforcements, but does he have enough units here on the ground to defend against this?
Oh, look at that. More Disruptor hits. Not actually doing that well. The mutas do come in. They try to target down. They do finally get the War Prism, but the Stalkers are going to force them back. Once again, they blink forward very aggressively. Mutas are falling, Queens are falling. I think that after the Disruptor drops, the mutas were a good call, but GG is called. Hero's going to take number 1 because SOO kept trying to drone up, and that was not the right move.
Alright, I am back.
Hello.
What did I miss?
Nothing too much, just a standard 3 Oracle opener. But the first Oracle, when it came in by itself, it did actually get 6 drone kills, which was pretty crazy.
Oh, nice. Alright, looks like the Oracles will go ahead and make a play once again. Will be denied this time around, and I'm expecting SOO to be taking that gold base relatively soon, as of course Blackburn wanted the maps with that gold mineral base, which is oh, actually, never mind. Looks like Hero, he's the one that's going to take it.
Love it. This has been a pretty macro-oriented game so far, but already things got a little bit crazy. So while you were taking a break, or while you were AFK, like I said, the first Oracle got 6 drones by itself. And then now we see Hero taking a quicker 4th Nexus at the gold, quicker than SOO's gold base, which is quite unusual for this matchup. Usually the Zerg gets their bases before the Protoss, but now we see why. It looks like SOO could be setting up for some sort of Hydra timing.
Yeah, he's making a lot of Hydralisks on the production tab. Getting the Hydralisk upgrades as well. And the Oracle will be able to see this as he revelates kind of a chunk of them.
You know, I gotta give it up to Hero. His Oracle control this game has been pretty good. He's been relatively conservative after that first round. And yeah, I mean, getting the tag on that chunk of Hydras is going to be quite important. Now, will Hero be ready for this? It looks like it's going to be some sort of timing versus timing. Hero Stalkers are a little bit late, as in the +1 attack upgrade for them has already been finished since, like, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds to a minute ago. Now, these Stalkers are going to poke away at the gold base. There are no drones just here here just yet to pick off, but the Hydras are going to reinforce, and this is a little bit of an awkward engagement. Do I have that correct? Stalkers have a little bit longer range than Hydras?
They have the same upgrade or the same range, I believe. But I think with the Hydra's upgrade, they outrange it, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Oh, but that hatchery is getting quite low. Now the Roaches and Hydras do come in from the other angle. Ooh, nice force fields. Buying time for the army to recall and get on out of there. Now it looks like there will be a follow-up Stalker army reinforced by those 3 Oracles as spotters. Roaches in the front tanking a lot of damage. Hydra's dealing a lot of damage in the back. Oh! Very nice pullback by SOO, catching that stasis ward just in time. But more Stalkers are going to jump on forward. These are the ones that were recalled. Ravagers finally finished, but a lot of Hydras are going down. I don't know about this. This is a pretty interesting fight. I don't think I've seen this a lot. Oh, look at those force fields. Very nice. Forcing a couple of biles and buying a little bit more time.
Oh, now this gold base of the Protoss will be under siege here. And the hero, he's gonna... What does he have? I mean, he has a bunch of Stalkers, but doesn't have a lot besides that. He doesn't have Disruptors out on the field. Yeah, he just only have plain Stalker, which is not the greatest against, you know, SOO's composition right now in terms of those Roaches and Hydralisks.
Yeah, definitely. Now, these Stalkers are quite active, and they are picking up reinforcements. I do like this a lot. It's almost as though Hero is treating SOO's army as a Terran bio army with the way that he's trying to blink around. Now, this is not a good position for him at all. He is losing quite a few Stalkers because these Lings are going to be able to give chase, but he is able to drag back SOO's entire army all the way back to SOO's own 4th, so this is buying him a lot of time. Now, question is, what is he going to do with this kind of time? Well, I guess both players are floating a decent amount, and it looks like he will be getting more Stalkers and more Zealots along with Charge, so it looks like he's going to do an all-gateway type of army. What do you think of this, Snoopy? This is quite interesting.
Yeah, I think that is kind of a hard play to pull off. I mean, pure gateway units, unless they're heavily upgraded. And right now, Hero does have one upgrade lead, but it's not like a huge upgrade lead. Like, it's not like, you know, 2-2 versus only 1+1. I just don't see this really playing out. He's trying to power in terms of quantity, it seems like, but look at here, a segment of Roaches and Hydralisks will be going to attack the gold base here, and I imagine we'll be able to snipe it out.
Ooh, this is a pretty good split, but it gives the Zealots and the Stalkers a chance to basically divide and conquer. It looks like this entire Zerg regiment is going to be sacrificed in order to take down that gold nexus. They also do get 8 probes, which is quite nice, but yeah, I don't know.
Looks like Hero's
now we
gonna
do
go...
see...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Oh, we do see Hero going for the counterattack here. Once again, just plain gateway units. He does have some mobility with these Stalkers. We'll be able to get the look like either kill or cancel. I think kill on that hatchery on the top left, but SOO will go ahead and replace that. Another recall, while a bunch of Stalkers gonna go into the main base, snipes off the Roach Warren, so no more Roaches for SOO here. And Hero just kind of keeping SOO busy. However, the thing is, he doesn't have any follow-up behind this. He doesn't have any follow-up tech that would help him deal with the eventual attack by these Roaches and Hydras, which kind of worries me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know how much I love SOO, but I am definitely rooting for Hero in this game. I love this playstyle. Hero is showcasing his Blink Stalker micro, his ability to keep his opponent on the back foot, you know, taking advantage of the relative speed of the Stalkers against the relative slowness of the Roach Hydra Ravager. Now, these Roaches and Ravagers are going to engage. Once again, we do see some pretty decent force fields, but it's just a lot of Zerg, right? At the same time, we do see yet another Stalker run by. I never thought I would say that, but that is basically what's happening here, right? We have Blink Stalkers running by, going into the main, basically gutting whatever they can. Now, the main Zerg army has been thinned out to a point. Shield Battery Overcharge has been able to help the remaining Zealots and Stalkers hold. That fourth Nexus is not... It's kind of contested, but I don't know. I feel like Hero holds here. SOO is definitely having trouble here, and Hero... Wow.
Wow.
With only Blink Stalkers and Charge Lots, he's going to take game number 2.
He's got a 2-0 lead, looking to close it and sweep SOO here. It is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Hero.
And his opponent with his back up against the wall, it is our red Zerg player playing for the team of Guangdong Freaks. Give it up for SOO. I always want to say a Freak of Freaks, but they had a rebrand, I believe.
Yep. Last year, and I believe December, they changed it from Freak of Freaks to Guangdong Freaks. But yeah, I've always been kind of used to the Freaka Freaks name, so it takes a little bit getting used to. So
right, and also a Freak of Freaks, it has a nice sort of cadence about it, right? You kind of get to say it a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Man, I still cannot get over that last game. It kind of reminds me of when Gumiho first came out with the Battle Mech style, and he was out expanding his opponents, he was out aggressing his opponents, he was, doing run-bys all the time, and he was picking off bases, but not really fighting the main army. What Hero did last game with the Blink Stalkers, with the Mass Stalker, Mass Zealot, kind of reminded me of that, right? Like very low-tech, low-tier armies. I'm not saying that Cyclones are necessarily tier 1, right? But Stalkers and Zealots are definitely low-tier for Protoss. But obviously taking advantage of the speed at which Stalkers can get around the map, their maneuverability as well, being able to get in and out of dicey situations. And SOO not really able to adapt. I feel like maybe if he went for some sort of Ling Bane type of composition, maybe throw in more Lings, throw in more Banes, and maybe phase out the Hydras, right? Because the Hydras, they do deal a lot of damage in straight up fights, but Hero was so active that he kept avoiding those fights. And so I would have loved to see more Ling Bane Ravager, Ling Bane Roach type of style. That way you could keep up with the Stalkers and really punish the Protoss for making those kinds of absolutely wild moves.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, Ling, Hydralisk, first of all, they're more balanced in terms of gas and minerals, so the resource distribution is much more balanced that way. And also, Lings and Hydralisk, I feel, does a bit better than Roaches and Hydralisk. Overall against Stalkers, at least pure Stalkers, which Hero mainly had. So, and of course, the kind of the advantage of getting Blink Stalkers is that mobility with the blink and all. But you can kind of cancel out or negate some of that with the Lings, because Lings are Speedlings, at least, are quite fast.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Speedlings, it looks like SOO is going to try to hit a Speedling timing now. We have seen this a lot in the past. I don't think it was that popular simply because, right, like Hero is just going to do a very, very standard response. He's going to engage the Oracle. He's going to wall off behind the First Adept. Now, more Lings are going to come through the back here, and they are going to start targeting down that one gateway. Chrono goes down on the Warp Gate just to make sure that the gateways can morph in time. But yeah, it looks like this rush is going to fail. Hero sweeps SOO 3-0.